Hello and welcome back to the channel. DJ here again with news, more news. It came on Sunday actually, but it's news for most of us because the press, the media, the traditional press do not seem to cover these stories very well. But this is from the USA, but it affects the Western world, I believe so anyway. And I'm going to ask a question: is China targeting the West with biological weapons? Are they in collusion with Western saboteurs? Has this been going on for some time and now we're only discovering it since the Trump administration increased surveillance? Well, after the arrest of two Chinese scientific researchers who were working in a laboratory in the University of Michigan in the USA, another Chinese researcher, making three, from Wuhan, the area where the laboratory was that leaked the COVID SARS-2 virus on the world, has been arrested. June the 8th she was arrested this year, 2025, for smuggling in to the USA and destined again for the University of Michigan a biological specimen. Again, just like the two arrested earlier, she denied that she'd smuggled anything, but later admitted she had. Allegedly, I have to say allegedly. The new case accuses Chinese researcher Zhengjuan Han of trying to smuggle packages containing concealed biological material related to roundworms. Yes, you heard right, roundworms, into the country by sending multiple packages that contain the material to a lab under the auspices of the University of Michigan. And she sent them ahead of arrival when she arrived on June the 8th and was stopped by Border Patrol and the FBI. They were waiting. Han is getting her PhD from the College of Life Sciences and Technology at the Hazong University of Science and Technology in Wuhan. Yes, Wuhan. Chinese nationals was arrested on Sunday at the Detroit Metropolitan Airport, where the other two were as well, and allegedly made false statements regarding the packages when questioned by Customs and Border Control. Border Patrol officials. She later allegedly admitted to sending the packages to the FBI. And she lied about the packages to CBT, the Customs and Border Patrol, and she also admitted it contained biological material. The alleged smuggling of biological materials, I'm obliged to state again, alleged, until a court case declares innocence or guilty of the offence. So alleged. The University of Michigan's laboratory is part of an alarming pattern that threatens our security, US Attorney Jerome Gordon Jr. said in a statement. The American taxpayer should not be underwriting a PRC, that's People's Republic of China, based smuggling operation at one of our crucial public institutions, Michigan University, Michigan, yes, the University of Michigan. The FBI and Immigration and Customs and Enforcement officials are investigating further into the case. Now, it's worrying, isn't it? It's very worrying that this, in the space of 1 month, and we're only into the 11th of the month, so we're not even halfway through the month, 3 Chinese nationals have been caught smuggling, allegedly, biological material, agrobiological, agro being used in warfare, biological warfare, material into the country, lying that they'd done so, hiding it, and this lady Han that has just been arrested, Zhengjuan Han, she deleted 3 days before she arrived on the 8th, so on the 5th of June this year, she deleted the phone messages off her phone. FBI had already got them. but she didn't know that, and she deleted the messages. Now, we're not told what the messages said, but it's very worrying that they are knowingly, deliberately importing these agro viruses into the country, into the West. And I'm thinking, we're getting the COVID came from Wuhan University, where the three of them were employed as researchers and scientists doing their PhDs. And now we're finding they've brought stuff in to America, to the American university. Is it so that they've done so in England as well? In England, Scotland, Wales, Ireland, in the United Kingdom. Have they done so in the United Kingdom? But we've been slow to catch on. But have we? We're hearing so many reports that our MI6, our MI5 have caught and stopped hundreds per year, thousands in fact, terrorist incidents that we don't hear about. They don't tell us about. Why don't they tell us? Because they don't want us to be worried. Why not? Shouldn't we be worried that viruses, diseases, bacteria, and bombings are planned on our land? Who do these bacteria and these bombings and these viruses affect? Us. You and I are affected, yet we don't know they're happening. Yes, it's great that we've got our guardians, MI6, MI5, special police, secret police. We've got them all, and they're stopping them on our behalf. Good for them. Thank you so much. But should we know what's going on? Should we know so that we're aware, so we can be prepared? The government decide that they're the nannies. They'll nanny state us. They'll make sure we don't know what's going to affect us. And then what could they do? COVID affected us. And they said, right, no assembly, wear masks, have a vaccination, all this nonsense. 6 people can gather, but the 7th person can't be allowed. I've never understood that. If the 6 are okay, why is that 7th person the one that's going to infect us? It didn't make sense. Stand 2 meters apart didn't make sense. Wearing a mask didn't make sense. The mask that covered our mouth and nose, most people weren't told properly, and they had it around there and left the nose. They pulled it down and left it down here, and bacteria would go inside it, because it was like, if there was bacteria there, if the virus was there, it's open, isn't it? And it would be full, and then you put that virus on your mouth and nose. Absolutely ridiculous. Besides that, the holes in the mask are 3 micromillimeters, but the virus was 1.6 micromillimeters. Therefore, the virus passed through easily through the mask. We were told that the vaccination would stop the transmission of the COVID virus, yet the people still got caught up with the virus. So they said, oh, well, you need a booster of this vaccine. Then you need a 3rd booster, and a 4th, and a 5th. And I was talking to people who had 6 boosters, and they still got it. And then it turns out, 18 months later, it causes myocarditis, the swelling of the heart. It causes pericarditis, with the swelling of the liquid sac around the heart that protects the heart. It causes the swelling of that. And it affected young men more than anybody else. And that's why we heard of the young men collapsing on the sports fields. Footballers collapsed, rugby players collapsed, runners collapsed. Fit young men suddenly collapsed. Why? Because they'd had the vaccination. And if you knew what was in that vaccination, I do know, but I'm not going to tell you now, because it will upset you. Am I acting like the government? It's upset you, so I won't tell you. No, it's because I'll be blocked. I've been blocked by Facebook. I've been blocked by YouTube for stating what the ingredients are. But the ingredients are true. I know that. I verified them. And they are disgusting and very, very bad for you. And it's proven. How many people now go, oh, I've got long COVID, I feel so drowsy, it's not the COVID, it's the vaccination. The ones who have got the heart problems now, it's the vaccination. We weren't told about what was in the vaccination out in the open because they didn't want us to know. Nanny state. Okay, I've spoke long enough, and I've gone off this, but Chinese nationals are now being caught under the Trump administration smuggling in viruses and biological material. How many got in before the Trump administration increased surveillance? How many have got into the UK? We won't know, will we? Maybe 50 years later they'll tell us, if we live that long. So until the next one, be safe, be good, and it's goodbye from me, from DJ. Bye for now, bye.